Let's get to your top story. It's been a week since the crash that claimed over 270 lives. And just like that, 7 days have passed, 7 days of death, debris and DNA matching. DNA matching is continuing. It's a long and lengthy process, and it's continuing in order to establish and determine the DNA testing along with the bodies that have been recovered. 270 plus people died in the crash, 241 on board that Air India flight, including crew members. But it is also people in the hostel that lost their lives. In all, 275 people have lost their lives. Indian aviation's biggest test that is being conducted, and that big question that needs to be answered and that won't go away, that India continues to ask, is what really caused the crash? While NDTV tracks and probes and continues to ask questions, the DGCA on the other side has cleared the 787 Dreamliners and said there seems to be no issue with that fleet of the airlines. Now, faith, fortitude and forensics, that continues, and India's darkest air tragedy that claimed 275 lives. We have Aishwarya joining us to get us the very latest. Aishwarya, the big question that India continues to ask, what really happened? We do know that both components of the black box have been recovered. We do know that the DGCA so far in its initial report has given its, clearance as far as the 787 Dreamliners are concerned. Take us through, how long will it take before the DNA testing of all the victims is completed?
Well, it's been a week of Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, and there are multiple questions that are going in the minds of the family members of the victims that died in this tragic air crash. But on the other side, yes, there have been some progress in regards to the investigations which are going on in regards to what the guidelines have been given by the DGCA or the AAIB in line with the international protocol set by the International Civil Aviation Organization, which is leading the entire investigation. The debris that is there in Ahmedabad, crucial equipments of the aircraft have been found, including the black boxes, the cockpit voice recorder, the data flight recorder, but many things have to be told by the investigative agencies as far as what are the preliminary findings of why this plane ultimately crashed. On one side, yes, there is investigation going on. Yesterday, the Air India had, cut down 15% of their international flights, and the reasoning perhaps given is that there are more precautionary measures, the pre-steps that they are taking, and out of 33, 26 aircraft have cleared the checks, but it is these people, the family members who are the real sufferers, and they are asking real questions as to please tell us who is accountable for this loss of the lives of at least 270, just not on the aircraft, but also those doctors who are studying and was there in their hostels, the locals who are also there. Perhaps, if we talk about the DNA sampling, then till now the data that has been released by the civil hospital authorities is that 206 DNA samples have been matched. Almost 206 families have been contacted by the authorities. More than 165 of the mortal remains have been handed over, and there are elaborate arrangements that have been made for the transportation within Gujarat or outside Gujarat, or even if any family member wants to take the mortal remains abroad, then Air India is completely assisting them. But certainly Ramesh Vishwas Kumar, one of the lone survivor, and currently I am in Diu, where yesterday he came up and he participated in the last rites of his brother, who unfortunately died in this entire incident. And we are at NDTV going to track down the family as well, and certainly what their feelings are after 1 week of how this tragic air crash went on, and what demands these families really have.
Right, Aishwarya, of course, a very trying time for the family. On one side, of course, he's a lone survivor. On the other side, he's lost his brother. So they've lost another family member in the family. It's extremely sad. And of course, perhaps he also could perhaps have some answers that people are looking for as to what really happened in those 40 seconds. What is it that he saw around him? Certain questions that really need to be answered, while India continues to ask that question: what really went down? What went wrong? What happened during that Mayday call? What was really said? A lot of questions that will be answered by the black box. And how long would that take before we can have some information?
Well, the preliminary investigation suggests that it will at least take 3 months of time period. But yes, the answers will start coming out within a week or two is what is expected, as being stated by the DGCA and the AAIB, which is leading the entire investigation in line with the protocol set by the ICAO. But it is also, these eyewitnesses who have seen from their own, eyes as to what has happened, what transpired, and how Ramesh Vishwas Kumar came out of that 11A seat which he has been seated, and just 2 seats next to him was his brother, who unfortunately died. And yes, there are these questions that will be asked from him as well, but it is the data that is continuously being recovered, the important equipments of the aircraft being sent to the forensic laboratory in Gandhinagar, and the entire flight, we've been told the structure of the flight will be recreated so that more findings can be done. Of course, the Air India, which has issued the statement, has stated that they are fully cooperating, and Boeing itself, who met the Air India chief just a few days back in Gurugram, stated that they are in full support to the investigative agencies that are continuously leading the investigation. But we have to wait for the concrete answers as to why this flight went down.
Right, Aishwarya, we will keep tracking that story, keep coming back to you for more on that. And of course, you will be speaking with the family members of that lone survivor of that ill-fated flight. We'll also get you more details in regard to, it's been a week since the tragedy struck. Since at least 270 lives, 275 to be precise, were lost in the horrific crash of the Air India Flight 171. And today, even as loved ones wait for answers, India waits with them. It took less than 40 seconds. That's how long the Boeing 787 Dreamliner was in the air before it nosedived in Ahmedabad. Now, the big question that remains, with no clarity, with no answers yet: what precisely caused the crash? Was it rare, or was it a dual engine failure? That is the question. That is what is being probed. All that will be answered through the help of the black box. Do remember, like we mentioned, 2 of the components of the black box have been recovered. What did the pilot really say in his final desperate mayday call? All that will be recorded, of course, has been recorded in the black box, and that really holds the key as to what really happened and what is it that the pilot made of the situation. That is very, very crucial. Why is the DNA identification taking so long, and how are the families coping with the wait? Of course, we do know that the DNA sampling has been taking time. They are trying to match the bodies with the DNA identification, but also there are some people that haven't even come forward so far. They do have some bodies and they are still awaiting DNA samples in order to go ahead with the matching of the samples. And how soon will the preliminary findings emerge? That is the big question, because it's going to take time. Like Aishwarya was mentioning, it could take up to about 3 months' time, but there will be some answers that will be coming about. So far, of course, the DGCA has been given its clearance. Will the DNA matching be completed soon? How long before all the families can have their bodies and they can carry the last rites and that ceremony that needs to be completed? So traumatized, injured, this is a testimony that really is in regard to the kind of help that investigators will need in order to establish what went down, what really went wrong. And does the sole survivor who is in Diu, who just conducted the last rites of his brother who was also on the flight, does he really hold the key? Can he help answer some of the questions? Now, the investigation is looking into fuel contamination or vapor lock that is something that is being probed as well. So that could perhaps be something that the investigators are also looking into. How the Boeing and the investigating agencies contributing to the probe, and that is the big question. As to we do know that a team from the Boeing is also at the crash site. They have also been picking up clues and also picking up the parts of the plane in order to establish really what went wrong and in order to ensure that this never happens again. Has Air India's reputation taken a hit? And that is the big question. We do know that Air India, since the crash, has reduced its flights by 15%. That's the hit that Air India has taken so far. But what about its reputation? Air India's reputation is at stake as well. But will it be able to withstand India's worst tragedy as far as air tragedies are concerned is the big question. Now, one of the young lives that was lost in that ill-fated Air India 171 flight was that of First Officer Clive Kundar, a 34-year-old young co-pilot hailing from Mumbai. His last rites will be held today. His family plans to take his mortal remains to the church that he used to go to in Kalina, and then also to another. Then he will be then taken further. His body will be taken. We have Radhika Ramaswamy joining us to get us more on this. Radhika, the last rites ceremony will be taking place today in Mumbai. Take us through what all has been planned for the co-pilot. A very young life, 34 years of age, a life cut short. Cut very, very short in that tragic plane crash. Take us through, you've spoken to family and friends. Take us through the kind of person he was, his personality, and what all is planned as far as the last rites are concerned.
That's right. Mortal remains of Clive will reach Mumbai today. Of course, he was a Mumbai boy. In fact, he was born and brought up here. He is basically was from Mangalore, and then he did his education here. Also did aviation in Florida. Later, of course, joining Air India sometime in 2017. But he started his career as a pilot in 2012. Of course, a young life cut short, all of 32. His mortal remains will arrive at about 10 a.m. is what we are being given to understand, and then the funeral will take place at 1 p.m. in a cemetery. Of course, there won't be any sort of church service is what we are being given to understand. All the service will happen in that particular ground. As far as Clive is concerned, yes, young life cut short. He was assisting Sumit Sabharwal that day. He was the first officer. He clocked more than 1,100 hours of flying, a few hours short of becoming the main pilot, or rather the captain of one of the flights. However, this tragic crash took place. It took family some time to be handed over the body. This is as a result of DNA matching that got delayed. Last night was when he was handed over the body, after which, of course, now it will be transported to Mumbai. Of course, it's going to be a tearful farewell for Clive, just as what we saw at Sumit's farewell as well. All the family members and friends will be gathered there, and this is, of course, a distressful time for family members. He was survived by his parents, who were in Australia when the tragic crash happened. They flew down and, of course, received the body from Ahmedabad. His persona, what his friends and neighbors have been telling us is that a very cheerful person, somebody who was very ambitious, very disciplined pilot as well, somebody who began his career just about 10-12 years back, 13 years back, and then of course joined Air India a few years back. Also has a history of aviation as far as his family is concerned. Mother was also a crew member in Air India. Father served in offshore oil rigs, is what we were told. So yes, very, very distressful time for family members as they bid
Radhika, like
a
you
tearful
mentioned,
goodbye to him today in Mumbai.